Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm today moderator Jaslyn for InfoTrack. Here I'm pleased to welcome you to the workshop on Create Your Own Infographic in PowerPoint. Before we start the session, here is the housekeeping notes for all of you. You could write your questions at the live event Q&A corner, and we shall compile the questions and discuss with our speaker after her sharing. As old saying, a picture says 1,000 words. Instead of 1,000 words of text, now I believe all of us will stay in a page or advertisement longer if there is a pictures, photo, or infographic figures used to show the message. So infographic are graphic visual representations of information, data, or knowledge in quick and clear way. Many would thought that we will need a very advanced device tools such as Photoshop or Illustrator to make a nice infographic design. But today we have Miss Jarina Ismail, who is Microsoft certified trainer, to tell you that there is another easier and better option for you by using only Microsoft PowerPoint. Let me quick introduce our speaker, Miss Jarina, with you. Ms. Jarina is a Microsoft certified trainer since 2005, and she is involved in delivering learning programs for Microsoft Power BI, Microsoft Excel, PowerPoint, Project, Outlook, Access, Word, and many more. So she is using her expertise to provide timely solutions to the end user, which range from basic to advanced level. So let's welcome Jarina. Well, Jarina, are you ready?
Yeah, hi, good morning, Jaslyn.
So I'll pass the floor to you.
Thank you, Jaslyn. Good morning, everyone. Welcoming every one of you for this session. Hope I could share with you the tips and tricks that we can use in PowerPoint to make more infographics in PowerPoint slides. Let me share my screen. Okay, so I have prepared some of the examples before I go into the methods of creating the infographic slides here. So if you notice in my sample slides over here, all these are just created by using PowerPoint tools that we very frequently use, but then with some of the tips or tricks, then we can make use of this type of infographic slides here. And moreover, we can add on some simple animation that makes the presentation of the infographics is more effective during the presentation. So we can use the smart art, table, charts, and these are some of the combinations of the chart, icon, or even pictures. Example, like my colleague said that picture says 1,000 words, right? So we can illustrate your diagram by using picture or even icon. And also we can convert the more graphical type of infographic, and later I will show you like how quick can you come out with this type of picture type of infographics. And also we can make use of the shapes in a PowerPoint to make it like a puzzle type of infographics. And also, for example, we can use the donut chart, but different way of presenting the donut chart with the value together. And also we can use, as I said, like animations to come out with the effectiveness of the infographics. And then we also can use those picture or icon incorporated together with coming out with the infographic. So some of the ideas I would like to share with you, at the same time the methods, and most importantly, people might think that, am I going to spend hours or days or weeks to come out with the effective infographic? I'm saying no. We can just like very short timing, you can come out with those infographics. And let's go into the techniques, how can we create those here. So let me end the slideshow. And the first example that I'm going to show you how the infographics can be very quickly created by using chart and also the combination of the icon. So I'm going to get a new slide from here. Okay, so now I'm using the layout with the title only, so that when I'm working with other object, the other placeholder not disturbing. So then the title we will be editing by end of the content here. So now I'm in the blank area of the slide. Go to the insert ribbon to get the chart, and the selection of the chart I'm using column category and then clustered column, and then click OK. So the moment I click OK, then the Excel sheet holding the data will come up automatically. So I'm going to just edit the data, and the data that I'm going to get it, normally for bar and column chart, we have series and category. And I only wanted to get one series because I only have the main category, no subcategory. So I'm deleting series 2 and series 3. Then my first category, I put it as a rental. Second one, staff. Third, utility. Then last, F&B. So this labeling we can edit later on. And also for the series, I'm getting some value here. So I'm starting with 7, 5, 3, and then 1. Or maybe I put 2. Okay. So once I edited the data, I can keep add on. Then I'm closing the Excel sheet. Usually the Excel for this chart together in the PowerPoint file. So when you save the PowerPoint, the Excel also save together. And later on, if you want to edit the data, we just need to choose the chart, then go to the design ribbon and click on the edit data. Then this will open up the Excel sheet to edit the data here. So then now I'm just formatting the chart. So I'm just making the chart more wider. And then the format on the chart, I can use on the right-hand side to do the formatting. So first I'm starting with the style of the chart. So the style, some of them with the background, with the grid line. So we can choose any of these. And most importantly, I would like to make the bar more wider. So I'm selecting this style. And the color I'm not using because later I will customize the color by using my own color palette. Then I'm going to the plus symbol and I'm going to turn off the vertical and horizontal axis, chart title, and also the grid line together with the legend. So in my plus symbol, I'm going to turn off all the element and only going to use the data label. So when I go data label, by default, we are getting the value, and I'm going to more option for the data label. So this allows me to customize the data label option. So from that option, we are also turning on the category name. So I can see the utility and the value. And the separator, I'm going to put it as a new line. So the value and the number. And last, I'm setting up the position of the data label inside base. So I'm selecting what label to show and also the separator, including the position of the data label. Then I'm closing the data label pane on my right. Then now my data label, the text box still selected. I'm doing a font formatting. So we use the home ribbon to do font formatting. So I'm making the color white and also increase the font size so that the labels are more visible. Okay. So once I add in the data label, next we wanted to go and make it look like more graphical view. This one exactly look like a column chart. So I'm going to incorporate with the some icon on the chart as well. So this is before that I'm adding in the title year 2022 expenses. Okay. Then we are using the shapes to add on the finishing on the top. So for the shapes, I'm going to the insert ribbon shapes and I'm using the oval shape and draw the oval shape on the bar, and the oval shape, I'm going to make it same size with the column chart bar. Then once I do that, I'm going to insert the icon into here. And also, next I'm going to the insert ribbon. So let's say if we are using PowerPoint for 2010, 2013, 2016, 19, we can use all these except for the icon. If let's say you are the 365 PowerPoint user, then we can make use of the icons as well. So I'm going to the insert ribbon and then I'm using the icon. So this is like a collections of the icon that Microsoft provided. So with the icon, we can go search by the category. So example now, I'm going to search by the keyword office. Then I'm getting some of the icon representing like a office. So I'm selecting this icon and then insert. So then the icon, I'm just going to position it over here. And then we make the graphic color for it. So let's say if we are using the insert picture, we're not allowed to change the color, but then advantage on icon, we allow to change the fill color for the icon. So by selecting the icon, we will be getting the graphic format ribbon. Then we can use the graphic fill and we can change it to any of the color. So I would like to make a white color. And also the outline, if you feel the outline is too thin, we also can allow to make the outline color. So then we incorporated with the icon with the finishing of the oval shape on top. Then I'm going to group it so that later when we move, we can get it together. And what is the fastest way to like group the selected object? We can use the shortcut key, Control G. Usually we go to the format ribbon to group it, but Control G is a shortcut. So I press Control G to group it. Then I would like to get it for the next 3 more. Rather than I insert, I'm just going to duplicate the group which consists of the oval and the icon. So to duplicate, I'm selecting that. Then duplicate shortcut, we can use the Control D. So when I press Control D, it becomes another one. So I'm just going to drag it to my second bar here. And then we are going to drag it to the third after I duplicate. And also we are going to duplicate the last one. So after duplicate, we just need to reposition according to the bar that we have. So then it is finishing with the oval and the icon. And because of duplicate, the icons are now exactly the same. Then I'm just going to select the icon. Even though we group it, we still allow to change the icon. So when I'm clicking the icon, I'm coming to graphic format ribbon. And then on the most left, we allow to change the graphic. So we don't need to delete and insert again, just change the graphic. So when I go and change the graphic, then I'm looking for this device or any of the online pictures, but I'm still wanted to get from the icon. And then now I'm like searching for star. I couldn't find it, then maybe I will be looking for people type of icon. There are quite a number. Then I'm selecting any of the icon to represent the star. So I would like to use the icon where they like working type of icons here, because this one we are representing star. So if let's say I can't find it, we're still able to change the keyword and search for it lah. So I'm going to use this, the person working on the desk, insert. So the size and also the position, I don't have to be worried. It will be the same as the first one. So that is the advantage. We duplicate and change icon. Then same goes to my third icon. This is for utility. I change the graphic to utility, can be like water, electric, or phone. So let's say I'm like searching for a water type of icon. Then I'm just going to use this icon, insert. So as I said, the size, everything follows. And last, I'm going to change the graphic for F&B. So I'm searching with the keyword of food. So then I'm going to use any of the icon here. And we also allow to insert multiple icon, but because I don't want to make too many icon, so just selecting one icon now, insert. Then the icons are already here lah. And then last, I would like to make the color. And maybe I feel that I'm not a very good taste on the color. I don't have that. So there are a lot of websites offering the color combination, which you can get it from the color palette. Even though Microsoft Office, we do have the color palette, but then sometimes the color palette provided here is like not the good combination of the color. Then we can actually go and get for the different type of icon here. So then I'm going to the first. One of the website that I like to use is the color palettes website. So from here, you can actually get all the color palettes. So it is a good combination of the colors that we can have it from here lah. So example, let's say I would like to get the color palette. There are many more. You can go search by pages as well. And let's say I would like to use this color palette here. And first I'm going to do a snipping on that. So once I do snipping, then I'll be like capturing the snipping on my slide. Then only I'm ready to change the color of my chart. So first I'm selecting the first bar. So when you're selecting the chart bar, we have to like make sure that when you click the bar, all the bars selected, the first click. Then you need to click second time to choose only the selected one. So first click, all bars selected. Second click, only the selected one lah. Then I'm moving to the format ribbon. Then I'm using the shape fill, eyedropper. So with the eyedropper, I'm coming to the color palette and I'm choosing the first color. So it recognizes the color, including the RGB code. Then when I click, I'm getting the same color. And also, I would like to make the oval color also the same color. And to be like making sure that am I selecting the oval or the icon? I always turn on the selection pane. So then this will show you, yes, you are selecting the pane. So with that, now I'm selecting the oval. Then I'm going to make the same color. So rather than I'm changing the color again with the eyedropper, usually it will show the recent color that we use. I just click on it rather than using the eyedropper. So same thing, I'm now selecting the second bar. For the second bar, I would like to get this color. So go to the format ribbon, click on the shape field, eyedropper. Then I come to the color, click. Then I will get the color. And now for the oval, I make sure that I'm using the selection pane to choose the oval. Then when I go format, I fill the same color. So I'm repeating that for all the other bars as well. So with that, my color combination, the good combination that I'm getting like. Then the oval, I'm going to select it with the same color. And last bar with the eyedropper, and I'm using this color. And the oval for this, also using the same color. Okay. So then once you capture the color, I'm going to just delete the snipping of the color palette. So eyedropper allows you to choose those colors according to those you have selected. And last, I'm going to make the outline color for all my oval shape. So once I'm selecting that, then we can just go and use the format ribbon. And then we can use the outline. Oh no, this is the fill color. Outline color, I can make it white. And also to make the outline color to look more outstanding, we can increase the weight on the outline color. So when you increase the weight on the outline color, then you can see that we are getting like a border for the oval shape. So with that, as I mentioned, we can just make use of the chart and also the shape with icon to come out with the infographic. So the value also later, if I modify the chart value, the bar will be increasing the height accordingly. And last, when I present infographic slide, I would like to make a background color. So I'm moving to design ribbon and then get the format background. Solid fill, now white color. So I can go and choose any color. And also, if let's say we are not sure what is the background most suits your slide, if you still can use the color palette, then we can have it and set your background color for it. So then we can come out with your infographic slides for that. Yeah. Okay. Then another tricks that I usually use, or then before that. So with that, we don't have to use any of the manually shape to make the alignment, everything. So we can just go and make use of the height of the bar in the chart to come out with those. So that is one of the combination. Next, if let's say we would like to do diagram type of infographic, then we can use the Smart Art in Microsoft application. So let me share with you how quick can we come out with from the very standard type of Smart Art, how do we convert to the infographic slide? So I'm inserting another slide over here. Oh, not okay. So my slide layout, I always make sure that getting the title. So when you go home ribbon, we always check the layout. So we get the layout title only so that easy for you to insert other object to the slide. So title we edit at the end. Now I would like to make a comparison also, but with the pyramid type of chart. But we don't have a pyramid type of chart in Excel or even PowerPoint chart. We don't have here. So we can make use of the Smart Art. So I'm using the insert ribbon, Smart Art. Under the pyramid category, I'm selecting basic pyramid. Okay. So by default, we will be getting only 3. And I would like to add on more from here. Then in order to edit, we use the arrow on the right. Then with that, we can see I can just like add on number 1, number 2, and number 3 for identification, number 4 and number 5. So when I use this text pane, when I enter after the bullet, I'm able to insert the more shapes into the Smart Art. Okay. So then after I insert 5, the number, I want to make it later editing with the number here. So the higher category with more numbers. So the font formatting, later we can adjust it. Then I'm just closing the text pane over here. So after closing the text pane, now I would like to make it like a 3D view. So Smart Art now consider one shape, but I want to divide it each one. So we can convert the Smart Art to shape. So by selecting the Smart Art, we go to Design ribbon, Convert, and we have the option Convert to Shape. So that is to make the individual shapes here. After I convert to shape, then each of them on its own, but then it is still like group it together. So once I'm selecting the grouped shape, I go to Format ribbon and then ungroup the shape. So there you go. We're quickly able to get the 5 shapes already. Then with that, I would like to add on the 3D dimension at the bottom with the oval shape. And I want to get the gap in between here. So I'm going to move my first shape to the most top and the last one to the most bottom. And also when I'm moving, I make sure that the alignment guide me that it is not running away from the center position. So always make use of the alignment guide. Then with that, I'm selecting first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So by using the drawing selection, or we also allowed to use the Shift or Control key to select. But if too many, the best is I position my cursor on the right bottom, drag it up to the first, so all of them selected. Then I'm using Format ribbon to increase the gap between the shape. I'm using Align and then Distribute vertically. So this is to make the gap between the shape to be like standardized. So when I do that, I'm getting more spacing in between left. Then I would like to add the oval shape as the base for it. So I'm using a shape. So insert ribbon, shapes, then using the oval. So I'm drawing the oval at the bottom here to become the base for it to make a 3D effect. And then when I do this, the bottom part, I would like to make the color more darker. So let's change the fill color to maybe darker blue. Then I would like to get this for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the fastest way, duplicate. So by selecting this, Control D to duplicate. Then I move to the bottom here. align to the most left. Then I duplicate, align to the most left with the shape I have, and also fourth one and the fifth one. So I duplicated, but we still need to adjust the size of it to match the triangle on top. So now the difficulty mostly we face is when I try to resize, sometimes the width or the height become changing together. So the best is like, let's say I want to now increase the length or the width, but the height I want to make it the same. So before we do that, we hold the shift, then only we go and drag it. So we notice that the position tak lari lah. Hope all can understand Malay as well. Okay, so holding the shift to resize, we maintain the position on the left and also the height not changing. We only increase the width. Same goes to the third one. I'm just holding the shift before I resize and holding the shift before I resize, holding the shift before I resize. Then very quick, I'm able to make a 3D effects on the 5 triangle already. Then at last, we would like to go and combine them together so that easy to move around. So my first combination is the overland here. I group it. The second one, group it. The third one also group it. So I'm using the Ctrl-G shortcut to group it here. And also make sure that you do the drawing selection to capture both. And then only we group it. Okay, so now I would like to make it more shorter after I increase. Then I'm just moving my first one below. So after I'm moving the first one below, then I'm selecting all of them. So now the height I already set. Then only I go to Format Ribbon, Align, Distribute Vertically. So the gap now adjusted accordingly. Then last we group it. So now resizing the objects are more easier. So very quick, I am able to get a 3D pyramid from here. And then I would like to add on the description. So to add on the description, if you see my sample here, I need the boxes. But then if you add in with the normal text box, you need to make the size follow the pyramid is a bit difficult. And to get the 5 together also, you need to still duplicate. Another tricks that I use, which is getting the table into my description. So for that, I'm using the insert ribbon, table, and I just need one column with 5 rows. Then I already got the table. So I just resize the table to the most right and also according to the okay. So with that, because of the table I insert last, that is comes to the front object. I would like to make it send to back. And also in order to do more faster send to back, send to front, we can make use of the selection pane. And then from here you can see the table and the other drawing that I have. So I'm just selecting the grouped pyramid and make it before the table. So I already got the background for it. Then we can just like add in the description accordingly. So example, let's say I add in just a sample data here, F&B, and also maybe I make the alignment to the right. So then the writing, oh sorry, F and B. Okay. So when I do the writing, I can just like add on. At the same time, I can just go and make the alignment center vertically and horizontally. At the font size, maybe it is too small, we can just increase the font size from here. Okay, so with that, we're able to go and add on all these, and also the color, we will come to that shortly. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so F&B, health, IT, soft skill, and technical. Okay, then the alignment depend on me, so I'm just going to move it to the right align so that I can just like get the value on my right. And these numbers we also allow to make the percentage or any of the number. Just that now I'm reducing the font size so that it is not overlapping outside here. Okay. And also by using the same technique for color palette, we allow to use the coloring on each one. So example, let's say I'm capturing another color palette. So maybe I would like to use this color palette. So first I do snipping on the color palette that I have, then bring it to my PowerPoint. And then from here, we can just capture the color for each one. So even though we already group it, but we still allowed to choose the shape before we go and do the coloring. So I just show one demo. So then you capture the color. So same over here, I get the color with the eyedropper, second color, third color. Okay. So if you want to match it to the table color also, we still can use the same coloring. And when I want to change it for the table, we no need to use the eyedropper. Normally, when you go to the shading color on the table, it will remember the recent color that I captured. So we can just make use of recent colors instead of using the eyedropper. So only the first time you use eyedropper, then you want to reuse the color, use recent colors. Okay, then at last, we just delete off the color palette. So by combining or by using Smart Art, we convert to shape and then we add in more shapes to make it like a 3D effect, and the table allow me to add in the description easily for all the objects over here. Okay, so with that, we come out with that. So the numbering, we can change either percentage by value. Then at last, I'm adding in the title. And also if you want to make the background of the slide, we use the design ribbon and then make use of the format background, solid fill. Then we can set any of the color, as I mentioned. If you still prefer to get the color palette as one of the background color, we can use the color palette. Okay, so that is one of the easiest way to come out with your graphic. No need to draw the shape one by one. Next, I'm going to show you how do we make use of the pictures and also with the infographic that we can make. So for pictures, not only the normal colorful picture, nowadays we can get a lot of PNG pictures. And then another advantage for those 365 users here, there is another option called illustration. So let's go to the insert ribbon icon. So there are few categories where you can also search images from here. And all the resolution images provided by Microsoft, very sharp and very nice view. So we can just make use of those pictures. And the collection of pictures, time to time, the gallery will be auto updated. So we always can able to see new pictures as well, because people sometimes complain, I already used those pictures, I would like to have new. So the gallery always updated. Then we can also have icon, but now I'm moving on to the illustration category. So the illustration is a combination of drawing and also the shapes. So then, for example, oh, let me do a search for it. I think I'm going to search by 1 second here. Okay, so we notice that there are some illustration of picture over here. So the example I use for this picture, I insert the picture. So like a tree picture. And this illustration advantage, which is, even though it's like a picture, but it is known as a graphic. And this graphic, when you insert, it's considered like one object, and we allow to ungroup it. So I'm going to use the format ribbon, ungroup. So it will ask you, do you want to ungroup? I say yes. So now it's already ungrouped. So with that, I'm able to remove those unwanted shapes as well. So maybe these shapes I don't want, so I just remove it. Then, for example, I would like to make the tree more shorter, and then this background and the fruits one I don't want, I can delete off that. At the same time, this background I'm able to go and make it bigger, smaller, up to me. At the same time, by using the send to back, send to front, we are allowed to make the changes for it. So I'm making the trunk of the tree send to back so that the leaves come to the front. There you go. Then you can adjust the size accordingly. Yeah? Okay. So the advantage of the graphic, as I mentioned, we are allowed to ungroup it and amend accordingly. So with that now, I notice that I would like to add in the, let's say, year 2023 forecast. We are almost at the end of the year, and I wanted to do the forecast for the year next year. Yeah? And I would like to, because I put in the graphic as a tree, then I would like to have a fruits type of value. So I go insert again, icon. Then I'm searching for Apple icon. So Microsoft always give you two type of the coloring, full color with black, one with outline. So I just use the outline, apple, insert, then I got the apple. So how big you want the apple to be, up to you. So I'm just going to make the apple wider, shorter, depends. Okay, so then the advantage of the graphics, we allow to always go and change the color. So now the color only for the outline, I make it red, and also the weight of the outline. If you want to make it more thicker, we can just increase that. And then now, if let's say I want to type the wording inside, I'm not allowed to add wording because at the beginning when you insert, it's like a graphic. So we need to ungroup the graphic, then only we allow to edit the wording inside. So when I ungroup it, it will ask you, do you want to convert the graphic to a shape? Yes. Then only I can see the apple. Then I'm allowed to add in the wording inside. So northern region, let's say RN 7.8 million. Then we allow to just do the font formatting accordingly. So let's say I just do the center align and increase the font size, bold italic up to me. Then I just like duplicate the shapes wherever I want. Then I just change the wording inside and also the value together. Let's say 8.6 million. So we are allowed to do that by using those graphical type of infographics. So usually the best practice is when we are doing the infographic, we don't always go one type of infographics here. So we change the infographic to different types. And then I wanted to do coloring. Even though it's a graphic, after we ungroup, we allow to change the graphic colors individually. So maybe the trunk, I make it brown, and this I make it green. And then these bushes, I make it maybe darker green, optional formula. At last, I just set my slide background. So under the design ribbon, I can set the slide size, slide background with any of the color. So maybe I would like to match it with the what do I say? Cloud colors. All right. So the graphic you can convert and come out with a very quick infographics here. So insert the illustration type of graphic, we allow to ungroup it. So then we can use all these techniques to do that. And another technique that we can use, which is by using those shapes also we allow to do that. And how can we come out with a very quick puzzle type of infographic? So sometimes when we say team bonding, connecting here, connecting there, so it's nice to show this type of infographics here. So normally it's very hard to find this type of shape, isn't it? How come there is a hole here and how come there is like a branching out there? So to make this type of infographics here, very quick, let me get a new slide. Okay, so in this new slide, I'm going to get the rectangle shape. So let's say if the smart art not the shape that you wanted, we also allowed to use the shapes. So I'm using the rectangle shape. And then we use the duplicate of the rectangle shape. So I'm just making another 2 more rectangle shape with the same size. Okay. Then to make the hole inside so that it become a connector, I'm going to use another oval shape. And the oval shape, we always make it exactly circle by using either height and the width the same. So use the format ribbon to do that. So I'm making it like 2 by 2. Height and the width 2 by 2. So the exact circle we will be getting it. So the format ribbon allows you to get an accurate size here. Then I'm going to duplicate another triangle. And that is become like the connector coming out. Okay. So now it is 2 shapes. So how can I make it as one? I'm selecting both. Let me zoom it. Okay. I'm selecting both triangle and the, not triangle, circle and the rectangle. Then when you go to the format ribbon, we have the merge shape and we have the option to union the shape under the format ribbon here. So when I union that, then I'm able to get the shape as the combined one lah. Then I will always make this as my master. Now I duplicate one to make a hole inside here. So now to make the hole inside here, let's say I position it in the center. I'm selecting the rectangle and also this, the freeform shape that I combine. Then when I choose both, I need to use the merge shape and fragment. So what happened? The fragment, the overlapping section will be cropped off already lah. So when I fragment, then I'm getting the hole inside here. And then to make the connector over here, I just duplicate my master. Then I'm coming to this. Make sure I put it in the hole. Then only I'm like joining this. So this and this must be together. I'm selecting both this and make it into the union. So that is where there is the connection already. Okay. So the same method, I'm going to use it over here. So for this, I'm going to duplicate. First, I make a hole and also I want to rotate it. So I put it in the middle. Then by selecting both, if you want to make a hole, we fragment. Then to join this together with this, let me go and rotate it first. I put it inside here exactly to fill in. Then only I closer this shape and this to union the two shapes together. Okay, there you go. The third one is ready. And the last one, we are using this. So this I would like to duplicate one more, rotate it up. Then I just put it over here. And then first I'm just going to combine here. So select this, fragment in order for you to make the hole. And then only we are going to make the combination for this and this one. So normally we will put this into the hole before we go and union the shape. Okay, so this and this now union. So I'm just using fragment and union. So now I'm already making the puzzle. So with that, I already created the form. Then you can just duplicate the following one. And at last, in order to exactly show the puzzle effect, right? I just go and increase the, change the line color maybe to white or gray. And then also make the weight of this one to be more bigger. And another one to make it really embossed type. I still use the shape effects and then the bevel effect to make it look like exactly the puzzle combined together. Then because it is the shape, we allow to key in inside. So theme spirit. Listen. And the alignment, you can change it accordingly. And this is for communicate. Oh, because this one, because I rotated the wording rotated. So if let's say not, then I can just like type in inside here. Okay. So one of the important things that you take note over here, the rectangle, I think I'm accidentally rotated the rectangle, but we should not rotate the rectangle. We only can rotate this shape, because if you rotate the rectangle when you're typing, your typing will go upside down, but anyhow, we still able to go and rotate back the text lah. If the accidents happen, we allowed to go and rotate the text as well, yeah, or even the shapes also lah. Okay, so with that, we can come out with the, so as I said, this one, even though I go and combine them, but I did not rotate the rectangle, so it will be still able to write for me in the horizontal direction. So we can able to combine it together lah. So rather than always make a same type of smart art, we play around, convert to the shape, and then make the changes into the shapes. So this is the donut chart. So this is same technique that I can use for bar chart or even line chart and column chart to come out with those infographic. And then the last tricks that I would like to share with you. When you add in pictures, let's say for this type of shape, right? I'm getting a new slide. So then if let's say I want to make the picture exactly inside the shape, sometimes the photo that you get, the size of the photo won't be the same. So you notice that the picture that I'm getting, some of the picture like narrow, wider, you won't be able to get always the same size of your staff pictures left. So the trick that we use over here, let's say I insert icon to get the, let me search by gift or achievers to get. Okay, I'm using this icon. And by using this icon, I would like to fill in the photo for my staff. Then because if I insert the photo, the shape, I cannot crop the photo. So the trick is we still need to insert another oval shape and make sure the oval always the oval as you wanted. So make the size 4 by 4. Then this oval, I will fill. Normally we do only fill color, but we fill with picture. So that is under drop down of your shape fill, we can fill with pictures. So when you go to the pictures, then because I already have the pictures with me, then I just browse to my desktop, the folder that I'm keeping. Staff pictures. So I'm selecting one of the picture. Since I nicely fitted into that. And also at last, I go and group it. So then I will just duplicate. So when I duplicate, I'm allowed to just change the picture accordingly. So duplicate shortcut, Control D, and group shortcut, Control G. Yeah? So with that, even though I group it, I still allowed to go and choose the rectangle and then change the picture. Sorry, under the format of the shape, not picture format. So shape format, shape fill, then picture. Then I'm choosing the file. Let's say this is for okay. So we're allowed to make the share of picture photo align nicely inside the shape. So when you're inserting picture for this type of diagram, make a shape and fill the picture inside the shape. Okay. Last, we want to show you with the simple animation. So example, let's say when I wanted to, this infographic already fill in and also with the cycle. And this cycle is actually, I just insert from the, I use this slide, right? Okay, so these photos are there already. Then I'm saying this is the achievers, right? Then I would like to show the cycle picture. So I'm using the insert under the illustration there. Okay, so I'm inserting this picture and then resize the picture. And because it is a graphic, we allow to ungroup it. And then only I can make the rotor or the cycle wheel to be rotating. But I cannot do the animation directly for the cycle. Let's say if I add animation speed, then the whole cycle will rotate. No lah. So then before we do the animation, we need to go and ungroup the graphic. So I go graphic format ribbon, ungroup, convert to the shape. Okay, ungroup ready. Then only I'm selecting the first wheel and then using the animation ribbon, add animation, and I use the spin. Then you can see the wheel now rotating. If you want the same effect for the second wheel, I will just go and copy the format to the second wheel. But before that, this rotation normally only once. So we must come to the animation ribbon and then we choose the animation pane. I can see the animation, double click the animation to go to more setting on the animation, and we need to go under timing tab, change the repeat option to until end of slide. So it will keep rotating lah. Then click OK. Then I want the same effect for the second wheel. So I choose the first wheel and then go to animation ribbon, animation painter, and then click on second wheel. So the second wheel also rotating. So with that, I can get a very simple animation on this so that when we are presenting, so the wheel is rotating and also we can show the achievers accordingly. So of course, I added the labeling at the bottom left. So we can combine all these objects into the PowerPoint. So as my colleague introduced at the beginning, we don't have to use any Photoshop or any other tools. All the tools available in the PowerPoint to come out with your infographics. So with that, I hope I just share with you some of the quick way to come out with your infographic. Thank you for watching the demo. I pass to Jesslyn. Hi, Jesslyn. Any question?
Hi, Jarina. That's a very great sharing. I believe all of them should learn something. At least the bicycle is how to say, is roaring there. Okay, we have some questions here. Maybe we can go through the Q&A session. So all the attendees, if you still have some more questions to pose, please just key your question in the Q&A session and I will pick from there. Okay, let me just share my screen. Okay, so here are some questions that I picked from the Q&A session. So first question is, hi, Miss Jarina, I have a question. Beside PowerPoint, most of our report is actually from Excel or Tableau. So how can I present the report in better way?
Okay, so to answer this question, right? Yes, we do a lot of reporting like numbers, crunching and everything we do in Excel. Then we would like to present from PowerPoint, especially the chart. So after we do the chart, and we also can have the interactive selection in the slicer and how we want that slicer to be can be used in PowerPoint by using like we copy and then paste link into PowerPoint. And also we need to set the animation option so that whenever we do some selection of the slicer, it can be updating the PowerPoint immediately during the slideshow. So we allow to use copy and paste link with the animation to present in the PowerPoint as an interactive report. And if let's say we talk about Power Platform, example Power BI or Tableau, in Power BI itself, we do have animated charts. So it's more to the chart because we talk about numbers and some analysis. So we do have animated graphics or chart in Power BI, and there is no need to export to PowerPoint. So we can directly present from Power BI itself.
Okay, thank you for that. So, because if we are using other platform for that, like let's say you're using Power BI, actually we have another course is powerful visualization using Power BI. So maybe if you have interested, then you can just text us email us for that. So we go to our second question. So can we create an automated infographic in PowerPoint? Example, when data redeemed every month and the infographic can be auto update as well. Can we do that?
Okay. In order to do the automated graphics here, especially the data, the numbers to be changing, it is actually the linking method, especially chart from Excel where you have the numbers keep updating every month. And because it's a link to Excel, from Excel to PowerPoint, whenever we change the number, everything, it will be automated also in the PowerPoint. So for the chart type of graphical view, it will be updated. So that's the reason when I present, like for the bars and everything, right? I recommend to use the chart instead of drawing the shape on our own. So when the numbers are changing, the chart can be auto increase the height, the width, and so on.
Okay.
Can be done with the chart.
Can do it. Okay. So
but not for those shapes manually we added. Those type of shapes is not possible.
Okay, I see. All right. So the third question is, any minimum requirement to attend this infographic training? How can we ensure the candidate can follow the session? I think it's more on the prerequisite.
Okay. If you notice the technique that I was showing you, I did not go very some of the training you might see that for the PowerPoint, right? They ask you to go and increase the bevel, increase the a lot of terms that we don't really familiarize, and then what is this for? And there are too many settings. But as my suggestion as a trainer for many years, I would like to use those. It can be a simple but very useful to come out with the infographic. And talking about your requirement, if you are a PowerPoint user, Excel user with the intermediate level of, you know how to insert chart using the shape, but normally we use very simple, insert color and then present. But with some of the technique, with that requirement, you're able to attend this training.
Okay, so meaning actually if you have like basic usage of the PowerPoint user, then you can go for this training.
Yeah.
Okay, so another question is, I'm only using PowerPoint 2013. Is the feature shared just now can be applied in PowerPoint 2013?
Okay. If let's say those, remember I was showing you the pyramid 3D and also the chart, and then the last one I use some pictures to insert. All these still can be done using 2013. The only options not available is the icon type of content because the icon only for those 365 users only. 2013 don't have. The other features, all version, also those who are using PowerPoint 2010, 13, 16, all can use.
All can use that. So it's just the same. So I think when during training, Miss Jarina always also will mention if you are having different versions, then you need to go to where and then go to find the picture, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So there are actually some questions is pending, but those questions is more on like how to say, to ask Jarina to repeat the just now some of the steps. So no worry, all attendees. So after the workshop, I will compile the recording. So I'll send to your email. So if you never received your email within this week, you can just send an email to me or reply the email that you received. I mean, yesterday I did send a reminder email. So you can just reply on that saying that you want the recording with you. So I will prepare that and to send to you. Okay. So because I thinking I saw lots of questions that are how to say, they learn a lot and they would like to keep as a recording so they can practice at home or in the office to use it during the work. So by attending this workshop, I really hope that all of you have gained the knowledge from our speaker, Ms. Jarina. To further understand more on this, here you could scan the QR code. So this is our course detail for infographic in PowerPoint. So join us for the online training, and our next class will be January. If you would like to have some in-house private class, then you can drop your inquiry to our tech center at info-track.com or to me, jaslyn.pat@info-track.com. I will furnish you more information on this. So this is a one-day course, and it will teach you how to convert the text into infographic, like just now what Ms. Jarina showing. That is just a little part of from the course. Okay, so when you attend the course, you will learn more of that. So show some content using the diagram and break the diagram like just now. Use suitable pictures and icons for your reporting. So our courses all is claimable under HRDC, so no worry, we will help you to claim from that. And this is the QR code you can scan for more detail. Okay, let me check the final round. Any more questions that pending that we can answer? Okay. Okay, so I see all the questions is covered, and some questions we will you will get your answer from the video. So thank you very much, Jarina, for answering all the questions, and thanks for the times that teaching us all lots of the techniques. This is a great presentation. So it was a pleasure to have you with us today. So this concludes the workshop. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jaslyn, and thank you for those who are joining me. Hope to see you for the full session so that we can share our tips and tricks with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you all for attending. We hope you have learned and enjoyed this workshop. See you again. Bye.